Thank you. My name is Daisy Chebet from the Council of Governors, Gender, Youth, Culture and Social Services Department. I am here on behalf of the Chair of the Council of Governors. First, I will start by registering his apology. He was not able to make it here as he was highly engaged somewhere, but he's very supportive of this intervention. So the COG, as you all know, is a non-partisan organization established under Section 19 of the Intergovernmental Relations Act of 2012. It comprises of all the 47 governors, and its mandate is to provide a mechanism for consultation among its county governments, share information of performance of counties, consider reports from intergovernmental forums, among other issues. And so to achieve this, it works through sectoral committees, and one of them is the Tourism and Culture Committee, which is anchored under the larger Gender, Youth, Sports, Culture and Social Services Committee. One of the functions conferred upon county governments when devolution happened was the development of cultural heritage, recreational and beach products. And to this end, counties have made many strides as relates the same. They have enhanced community-based tourism through community culture festivals, development of culture centers, niche products, culture festivals and sports festivals, among others. Now, our committee at the council, it has supported the counties in mainstreaming the culture activities. It further considers, reviews, monitors policy and legislation on issues pertinent to tourism and culture. In fact, one of the things that we have done as COG internally is to make Thursday a mandatory Kiswahili speaking day. So our letters, our memos, we write in Kiswahili, just to ensure that culture is upheld. So we recognize that culture's contribution towards peace building and nation building cannot be gainsaid. It is very important to our country. And so as COG and as counties, I believe, we are committed to walking this path with you, and we will ensure that we work with you to the end to ensure that this process has been brought to fruition. Thank you.
My name's Ishmael Bet, CEO Association of Kenya Suppliers, representing the private sector. And programmer, I think you ambushed me a bit. You told me it's afternoon, but no problem. Right, I represent Mr. Kimani Rugendo, MD Kevian Kenya, who was scheduled to participate in today's workshop. But since he is the chairperson, Association of Kenya Suppliers, he asked me to step in and represent him. May I ask, could we have a private sector in the room? If you are one, so that we get to know who else is in the room. None. Thank you. Appreciate. I think we play a very important role as private sector in this industry, because even as we are talking today, right now, what you are using in your table, the drinks in your table, is from the private sector. The paper, the pens, name it, is from the private sector. And it's a very important sector in making sure that tourism culture is to the benefit of all. As a representative of the private sector, we take note of the developments in the sector. We also participate much in making sure that we have a sustainable tourism and culture. And you may ask, how do that happen? Well, if you are a tourist, either from out of the country or within the country, you want to eat, sleep, enjoy a few drinks, be sure some of these goods we are actually manufacturing here in the country. If you are traveling and you would want to sample some of the favorites, you will definitely get it, because we represent suppliers who import goods, we represent suppliers who manufacture goods, we represent suppliers who produce goods in their farms. And that's why we are an important link when this conversation, the national conversation on tourism and culture is being discussed. We want to be on the table. Some of the key products that are consumed in the hospitality industry, which is a key component of tourism, may be affected if at all it becomes out of reach or it becomes too expensive to import or manufacture in the country. And definitely it will have some impact. And we wish to have a conversation with the government on how can we work out in those areas. With those few remarks, I thank you.
West Pokot actually is a very beautiful county. It's mountainous. It has slopey valleys. So it's actually beautiful. It has like 3 climates. We have the arid, semi-arid, and we have like a very cold mountainous climate that is going towards the Cherangani Hills. So when you're in West Pokot County, actually you'll not recognize that you are in West Pokot. You'll not even realize that you are there. Because West Pokot, as the media likes to portray, West Pokot, when you hear the name West Pokot, you just see the guns, the warriors. But actually, West is different from the East. West Pokot is in those sides of Kapingro. It's actually in the West. But East Pokot, where currently we have the operations of the military, that is in Tiati constituency, and it's in Baringo County. So we are actually 2 different peoples, but same name. So actually, as a director of tourism, I actually find it so hard even to market my county, because when I tell people, please visit West Pokot County, they tell you, oh, kwa guns, we are not coming there. Yeah, but actually, my county is so beautiful. My county has hospitable people. My county has the most cultural people. My county is the county that is currently having the reigning Miss Tourism Kenya. That is Sarah Kiach. Yeah. And it's the same county which also represented Kenya in Miss Tourism World in Malaysia in 2018. And she came out 2nd worldwide. But the Ministry of Tourism in Kenya did not recognize that, unfortunately. Yeah. Recently, we gave out the ambassador for Magical Kenya to somebody else, but we have the reigning Miss Tourism. I will not indulge in that. That's another story. So, karibuni sana West Pokot County. I'm asked to recognize the other answer. We have the Chief Officer Joe Morris Odundo from Busia County. Then we have the CEC in charge of Bungoma County, Madam Evelyn Kakai. We have Honorable Kasim Were Ali from Kakamega County, that is the CEC. So actually in counties we have so much to offer, but actually as Dr. Tuka Jirma said, we have not packaged it. Like in my county, I've tried packaging some few attraction sites. Or did you even know that the 3rd highest mountain in Kenya is in West Pokot County? The 3rd highest mountain, that is Mount Mtelo. It stands at 3,336 meters above sea level. Did you know that as Kenyans? So we have a lot to offer. Hikings, if you have people who would like to go hiking, please come to West Pokot County. It has beautiful mountains. The most creamy milk that Brookside comes to take comes from West Pokot County. The most high content that pyrethrum in Kenya has, it comes from West Pokot. Pyrethrum. Yeah? Most beautiful stones, very many minerals. That's why we call it the county of hidden treasures. That is West Pokot County. Most cultural people, most musical people, the people who love their culture so much, we are the ones. That is West Pokot County. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Kasim Were Ali. I'm the CC in charge of culture in Kakamega County. Kakamega County is a green jewel, we all know. I've had my sister talk quite nicely about Pokot, West Pokot. But I think for most of you who know Kakamega County is that we are the king of cultural activities and music. I think we have been kings for the last 7 years since devolution began. So West Pokot, I think you need to come and learn quickly from Kakamega County on how they become giants. First of all, we are blessed to have had the chair of the Council of Governors coming from Kakamega, serving all the counties for the last 2 years. I think he'll be handing over tomorrow. So I'll be in and out of the sessions. Just 3 or 4 things about Kakamega County is that we are the only county who still have the only existing kingdom in Kenya. And so when you see me, you see a prince. We have our prince and queens down there. You're all welcome. They have a very nice traditional background that you can be able to see. And interestingly, I'm told that we ruled from Uganda all the way to Naivasha. So in this room, we might be having queens and kings because he had many wives. Secondly, we have the only remaining remnant of the equatorial forest, which is the Kakamega forest. And in it, we have over 300 species of birds. And the most poisonous snakes in the world are found in Kakamega. So you are welcome to see them, but they will not bite. We've tried to domesticate most of them. We have the crying stone, which is those ones of you who have been in high school and did geography. The top cover of the page of the Form 2 geography book was the crying stone. And I think everybody in the country knows the crying stone. I'm not so sure, Director Culture, whether it still cries or not, but it's a very key tourism attraction site in Kakamega. We also have what we call the Misango Hills in Kakamega, which is sacred in terms of prayer. We also have the Chelusini Rock, which is meant to be a place where Abraham might have done his thing. And I think NMK has come in strongly to document all these things. In terms of culture, I think UNESCO awarded us the Sukuti dance. I think most of you, even people from Central Kenya, in weddings and events, I see you dance to our music. One day I'll come and interpret to you what it says. You might not like it. And so it's the green jewel. We also have the largest sugar company, which I think most of you know what happened, the story of sugar and Mia Sugar Company. And so that is Kakamega County. We have the largest rural population and the largest county, because after Nairobi, I think it's Kakamega with over 89 MCS and 60 wards. So I think we are one of the largest rural population. We also take the bulk of the money from the exchequer. So I think the tourism sector and the culture sector is slightly well taken care of. And it's the only county after Nyayo and Kasarani that has a 4 billion worth stadium which we are building. I think I'm the one in charge of the building of the 4 billion worth stadium. And then by 2022, we would wish to make Kakamega the 3rd city in Kenya. because I think we have had a key milestone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Evelyn Kakai. I'm the CC Gender, Youth, Culture and Sports, Bungoma County. Bungoma, we are very proud because even our motto is our heritage, our wealth. So it's like the county already recognizes the importance of that the tool of heritage is so strong. We are proud that our circumcision is still on, and it's one of the cultural activities or functions that can be recognized or can put Bungoma on the map. We have the Kamabeka, that's a dance by the Bukusus and the Tachonis of Bungoma. We also have an elephant maternity, Mount Elgon, which we are proud of. We still appreciate the traditional foods, the traditional herbs. We also have the rocks, it's called Wekereha, where a rock is on top of another rock, naturally that attracts people. We have structures of the clans of elders, which are operational and play a role in advising matters cultural. Then we still have international partnerships with Uganda, and some of our Kenyan members, the Bukusus, sit on the board. Thank you very much. We will appreciate this forum as it goes a long way in putting us on the map as Bungoma. Thank you.
Nafikiri sisi tutaongea Kiswahili. Kibukuso iko Kwale. Thank you very much. My name is Ramadan Masood Bungale, the CEC Social Services and Talent Management from the County Government of Kwale. With me are my officers, the Director Tourism, Paul Musila, Director Culture, Madam Rukia, Community Development Officer, Kitangalia, Madam Dorcas, the Cultural Officer. Thank you very much, Mnazarudi Mkai. Sisi ndio county ambayo tunashikana na Tanzania kule upande wa chini, na sisi ndio county 002, county ya Kwale, county ambayo pia ni tajiri katika masuala ya utamaduni na masuala ya utalii. Nafikiri we are the hosts wa Diani Beach. Diani Beach has been voted the best beach in Africa for 7 times in a row. So tunasema sisi tukiwa kwa beach yetu pale, ule mchanga ni kama vile sukari, yani the best beach in Africa. So in terms of tourism, nafikiri pia tuko na tourism sites, na apart from the beach tuko na national reserves, Shimba Hills, tuko na Maluganje, tuko na pia tourism attraction sites. Kama sisi kuna mahali huku kunaitwa Loyo la Mlungu. Tuna believe kwamba Mwenyezi Mungu alikanyaga mahali huko. Kwa hivyo iko katika tourism site yetu ambayo pia tourism circuit yetu ambayo pia tunaipromote. Pia tuko na mahali ambapo maji ya chemichemi yanatokea maji moto, panaitwa maji moto. Na huwa tunaamini kwamba ukienda na mayai mawili hapo, ukiweka mayai mawili, yai moja ndio litatoka, lakini litatoka kama limechemka, limeiva. So those are some of the sites that we are promoting. As far as issues of culture are concerned, sisi pia we are very rich in issues culture. Na Kakamega wakijivunia hapa kwamba ndio number 1, nafikiri walipewa number 1 last year kwa sababu chairman wa COG anatoka huko kutaka kumembarasi. Lakini sisi kama Kwale tulikuwa tumebobea katika masuala ya utamaduni, na sisi kwetu tuna nguzo ambayo tunasema utamaduni wetu, utajiri wetu. Na madam mmoja amekuwa hapa akizungumza kuhusu cultural center ambayo iko kule. Tumeiboresha sasa. We have a very beautiful cultural center. Very soon we are coming up with a Kwale Museum also, and the Bomas of Kwale also is also coming up. So sisi katika masuala ya utamaduni tumebobea vizuri, na tunashindana kila mwaka kutoka mashinani kuleta mpaka county level, na pia tuweze to compete. Culture yetu pia ina involve vyakula. Sisi nafikiri katika vyakula Kenya nzima, Pwani and Kwale takes the lead. So that's all about Kwale, and we appreciate to be here also. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Wasiri Cheputo, Julia, CC member for tourism and natural resources for Met County, County number 036, kwa Barchok, Governor Barchok is my governor. daktari, and I'm proud to say he's a doctor. So nimekuja tu na mtu mmoja. This is my director, is Mr. Korir
Charles.
Korir Charles. I've learned to know of Korir too much. So is Korir Charles, head of department, director for tourism. Thank you, Mr. Korir. Okay. So in this county number 36, we are so proud of many things. Bomet is known for being an evergreen county, a county that promotes tea tourism. I know people from Kwale, they don't know how to grow tea. So you are welcome to Bomet to come and see the evergreen land. Tea is now a product that we launched last month by our Ebo Boynet, Assistant Minister in charge of. So now Bomet is a full-fledged county in terms of agro-tourism, product being the tea. Also, we are not left behind in terms of culture. We are so rich in it. I know we have heard of the song known as Kigere Rane Lelo, which is really sung even in abroad countries. Lelo, Kigere Rane Lelo is a song which is very nice. We sang in colleges, we sang everywhere. So it was developed and originally from Bomet County, Kapkimolwa sub-location. When you come there, you will see all those dancers, and they are still present up to this time. So we are so proud to be called Bometians. We have now developed a talent center, which accommodates almost 300 or over 300 athletes. We want to promote what we call tourism, sport tourism. So Bomet is known as, again, sport tourism county. So those people who would wish their children to come and develop talents in terms of running and all those, Bomet is there for them. Otherwise, we are so proud. In culture, again, we know of those men like Kipchamba Rata Boitok, who was very known for also in terms of singing. So last year, we were supposed, our team was supposed to go to France, sponsored by UNESCO because of the cultural way of doing things. Unfortunately, we were not able to go because of coronavirus. And I believe this year we will be able to go to France. So Bomet is good. So if you wish to be with us, come and join us in terms of culture so that you will get a ticket to France, maybe this year. Thank you so much. I'm Wasiri Cheputo from Bomet County. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Hamjambo. Mumelala kidogo. Tourism, culture, vibrancy. People must be alive. Otherwise, hizo vitu, as he said, you'll be the last people to be called. Si munajua? Thank you very much. My name is Kulamo Bulo Ikimire, CEC member for Tourism, Culture, Gender, Social Services, County Government of Marsabit, County number 10. With me, my director for tourism, he will be able to tell you a little bit. If you have never heard about Marsabit, he will be able to tell you something. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much. Amjambo. My name is Abdullahi Ibrahim, Director Tourism, County Government of Marsabit. Marsabit is the cradle of mankind. I think NMK can attest to that. It's the largest county in terms of landmass. We have diverse landscapes. We have the forest in Marsabit National Park. We have what we call the Lake Paradise. The National Geographic team have captured that very well if you check on Google. We have the only true desert in East Africa, the Chalbi Desert. There are a lot of visitors coming there. In the last 6 months, we've had troops of visitors coming from Nairobi going to visit the Chalbi Desert. Lake Turkana, over 70% of that lake is found in Marsabit. South Island National Park is found inside Lake Turkana. We have 14 diverse communities that call Marsabit home. And I remember when Fred Okel was talking about WTO and the objective behind it, he talked about the objective of bringing understanding. And that is exactly how the Marsabit Lake Turkana Cultural Festival came about. 4 different communities that reside in Loyangalani on the shores of the lake. They had their conflicts, they were always fighting, so they decided one day that they need to celebrate their different cultures, they need to come together, come up with songs and dances, be able to celebrate their culture every year. So in 2008, with the assistance from the German embassy, they came up with the Loyangalani Cultural Festival. I think it's, with the Lamu Cultural Festival, it's among the 2 festivals that are the longest running in this country. And every year we celebrate now 14 diverse communities that call Marsabit home. So when you talk about culture, Marsabit is culture and culture is Marsabit. We have a very rich cultural heritage, communities that every year practice their cultural activities, be it initiation, be it marriages. Every year they do it religiously. So I wish to welcome you to Marsabit. Karibuni sana, the home of culture. Asanteni.
Good afternoon. Habari ya kila mtu. My name is Dr. Margaret. I'm in charge of gender and youth. Nonetheless, I left trade, tourism, industrialization, and all those other things a few months ago. A replacement has not come, and therefore I'm standing in. Otherwise, I'm for gender and youth. My colleague here is the director for culture, and I'll leave her actually to say much about Kirinyaga. Meanwhile, I want to divert from exactly what everybody is talking about and give it another direction. For example, we have all talked about how wealthy, how rich we are in our counties. I want to bring another angle to this. Tourism, or visiting those sites in your counties, is by foreigners or visitors who come to pay a lot of money to come and see those sites. Kirinyaga is the same, even as we will tell you. And I'm thinking about now encouraging local tourism. There's a lady who talked passionately about the museums. And I'm thinking, if I have to tell a story about Kirinyaga, I have to tell it passionately, but I need not forget that there are those people who cannot even afford to even go around their own counties seeing those features. So what can we do about this? That is the gap that I see. We have so much to offer. The gap is, how do we get these people to come and see whatever we have, and so that we are actually celebrating our diversity and our richness? Because what we do is talk at this level, we sell our counties, we do all that we can, we go back home, we wait for the whites, we wait for other people who can afford the hotel, Serena, who can afford. What about those others who cannot? So I'm thinking that we can give it another angle and also go now to the locals, first of all to see. And my solution is that we begin to have partnerships with the so many partners I've seen here, to write proposals, and so that the kid in Kirinyaga who cannot afford transport here, we can have people who can fund maybe to come to the museum to see what is there, to come wherever to see what is there, to even fund. Susan will tell you, we have a lot of water sports. Who will afford? I went there canoeing. One person is 8,500. So how many people will do kayaking? We also have kayaking. We have mountain climbing. How many people will do it? So we will keep on talking at this level. We need to do something so that we can now rise up and actually say we are actually enjoying the diversity that we have in our own counties and again at the national level. Director Kafwa, I'm not, this is the core today. This is the core. We must come for this so that we can actually experience. We can experience. How many people from your county will you bring? Not the ones in the office who are being sponsored like me and Susan, but those others who need to come and actually see the diversity I've heard everybody talk about here. How do we do that? We must join up. We must do something so that we can now make it so easy for everybody to be coming here. From Kirinyaga, we had our honorable MCA. Where are you, Fundi? And Martin ametoka. I wish he was here just to say that Fundi has already begun last year but one, having a cultural day that we enjoyed so much. And that is the idea that has been sold here. Started down there, and then we culminate and come. And so that down here, the governments of the counties are also sponsoring some of those small kids there. Schools, we can partner with schools and bring them here to experience the diversity. Thank you. I'm sorry for taking so long. Susie, you want to say something?
Good afternoon, everyone. You were given 1 minute. It's already over, but I can add just something small from what Waziri has said. Kirinyaga County is a county where we have our governor, Madam Anne Waiguru, county led by a woman, and that means that the people of Kirinyaga, sisi sasa tunachagua mtu yeyote, hata kama ni mama, tumepita ile kiwango ya women cannot be able to do this or the other. And then in Kirinyaga County, that's where Mount Kenya sits, so you can imagine what a county. If you want to see Mount Kenya vizuri, kuja huko jione, the forest is there. We have very good rivers, very cold, you don't even need to go and boil the water, just direct from the mountain. We also have the animals in the forest, very good animals, wild animals. You come there, you can be able to see them. The mountain caves, the Mau Mau caves are also located in Mount Kenya forest. And if you want to eat the best bananas, you come to Kirinyaga. Ukitaka kula mchele ile inanukia ukiwa very far, unasikia hiyo harufu, unakuja Kirinyaga. That is where actually everything that you need to see, you need to eat is in Kirinyaga. And I think we are an example of where food is. You can see we are not small. Chakula hapo ni kwa wingi, mkikuja mtaikuta. Otherwise, there's so much that we can be able to say, but because we were given a minute, I think it is good to be obedient. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is a team from Nakuru. Na leo nasikia ni Thursday. Pia nami nitajaribu kuongea na Kiswahili. Kwa majina naitwa Daktari William Migwi, afisa mkuu katika idara ya masuala ya vijana, jinsia, utamaduni, michezo na huduma kwa jamii. Waziri wetu Raymond Komen wa Tourism and Trade ako njiani anakuja. Apologies from my waziri, he's busy elsewhere in the county. So I have members here ambao ningependa pia kuwa introduce kwenyu. I have Morioki, who is a cultural officer in our county. I have Florence, ambaye pia ni tourism officer from Nakuru County. And I have Maureen, tourism officer from our county. So hapa nataka kusema kwamba Nakuru County na mambo mengi, nasikia watu wanapewa dakika moja. Naomba tu nipewe dakika mbili tu tafadhali, because maybe this is an opportunity I have to sell my county. Number one, Nakuru County is surrounded by, I think, 9 counties, starting from Laikipia, going to Baringo, going to Bomet, going to Kericho, Bomet, Narok, Kajiado, Kiambu, and Nyandarua. Kitu kingine ambacho tunajivunia Nakuru, Nakuru is so much blessed. All the 45 nasikia communities, it's actually a cosmopolitan county, wote wako pale Nakuru. Ya pili, pale Nakuru tumeblesiwa sana na tourism sites. Ya kwanza tuna lakes karibu 4. Tuko na Lake Nakuru, tuko na Lake Elementaita, tuko na Lake Naivasha, na tuko na Solai. Kuna mengine mengi pale. And also, a third of the lakes in Nakuru zinapatikana pale kwetu. Pia Nakuru tumebarikiwa na milima, tuko na Menengai Crater, tuko na hii inaitwa Longonot, na pia tuko na Hell's Gate, na pia Nakuru pia. We are also very much blessed with the historic sites. Tuliona presentation ya watu wa museum. Kariandus prehistoric site come from Nakuru. Those now ukienda pale Gilgil, you will find it there. We also have Hyrax Hill, pia inapatikana pale kwetu. You can also do a lot of agri-tourism in Nakuru. Like Nakuru, it is also another place with the ile tulisoma kwa historia, the White Highlands, which are found in Molo Kuresoi areas, ziko pale. Pia ukija Naivasha, tuna matunda, those flower farms, very big flower farms that are also found there. We also have a Buru forest, ambaye pia ukiwa kwa Buru, at the top of the Buru, you can be able to see the 3 lakes in Nakuru. Pia Nakuru, sister sao kuambia, it's the home of flamingos. Munazijua, and that's why you go to Lake Nakuru, unazipata pale. Nakuru, we are also blessed with 450 bird species. Apart from the historic sites ambazo nilisema, Hyrax and Kariandus, we also have Lord Egerton Castle near Egerton. Nakuru also, this is what we call tuko pia na ile naitwa nini, sports tourism, like rugby. We normally host those tournaments of rugby ambazo zinafanyika pale kwetu Nakuru, and many other. And also Nakuru, I will not forget, there are very big government projects ambazo zinakuja pale. We are happy, tunajivunia dry ports ambayo inakuja pale kwetu Nakuru. We are also happy that we are now going to have 3 industrial parks, one at Maimahi, another one at Egerton, and another one at Kabarak. We are also tunajivunia, very soon tutakuwa na airport, airstrip I'm told, at pale Lanet. So like the other day I was in Lamu, Kwale. So as much as muna hiyo airstrip, again we are going to have another one in Nakuru. Very soon, Nakuru will be the 4th city for this. So vile nitasema, kujeni Nakuru, kuna mambo mengi ambayo mtafurahia, mengi sana. I wish I had more time, I could have presented you what we have. So tunajivunia kuwa Nakuru, kujeni Nakuru, holidays you will really enjoy. Thank you very much. Asanteni.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zipporah Kinya from Meru County, and from the Department of Culture, Youth Affairs and Sports. And my CEC was supposed to be here with me, and I think he's on the way coming. And the Directorate of Tourism is in another department, that is Trade, Cooperatives and Tourism. So expected also the Directorate of Tourism to be here. But all said and done, I think I'm equal to the task to represent Meru County. That is County 012, led by Mzee wa Kazi, His Excellency Governor Kiraitu Murungi. And I would want to say that in Meru County, in terms of culture and tourism, we are doing very well. Meru is a rich county. You realized when the counties were being ranked among the richest counties, Meru did not do very badly. So in terms of resources, in terms of culture, in terms of everything, Meru County is not badly off. And I would want to say that notably, Meru County in 2020, we hosted the first ever world marathon known as the Mount Kenya Run in 2020, which attracted many participants from all over the world, including ambassadors, including so many visitors that came from the whole world. And I think this has really opened Meru County to, it has opened Meru County to the international world. Actually, we were supposed to have a second edition this year, but because of COVID-19, we postponed, and we think we hope to have a second edition in the coming year. This has promoted mountain tourism, and as my colleague from Kirinyaga said, Meru sits on the other side of Mount Kenya, so you're welcome to Meru. It is a tourist center, domestic and international, and we are doing well. On matters of culture, I would want to say that our governor is very passionate about culture, and we have started a very unique program in Meru County where we want to teach Kimeru language in our ECD centers. We want to start teaching our Meru children Kimeru language, and we have established what we call the Meru County Kimeru Institute, where we are intending to start teaching our children Kimeru language. You know, most of our children cannot speak in their mother tongue in our counties, even in the rural counties like Meru. So we have set up the Kimeru Institute, and we really want to promote the Kimeru language. On issues of on other issues, maybe you can allow me to just note one about Jorincheke. You know, Jorincheke in Meru is the highest council of elders. It is a council of elders that has remained, or that is still working, when almost all the other council of elders have maybe we can say they are not functional. But we have a Jorincheke Council of Elders in Meru that is functional, that is supporting the activities that we do as a government. And as a result of that, we are building a very big cultural center at our Jorincheke headquarters at Nchero in Tigania West of Meru County. And this we are doing in partnership with the National Museums of Kenya in recognition of what the Jorincheke elders have done in Meru. And that those are some of the things that we are doing in Meru, and many others that if I had an opportunity, I would talk about. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not the CEC for Education, Culture and Social Services, but I'm representing her, Madam Lily Kirui. With me here is the Culture Officer, Mr. Philip Rono. You can wave. We also have the Director of Culture. think he has gone out. So I come from Kericho County. This is County 0035. When you hear about Kericho County, I think what comes to your mind is that it's the tea. But I also want to tell you that we are our governor normally say that we are the home for the highly man, the Kenya Pitekas. That is in Fortena. So all of you, your home is Kericho. So Kericho, we are blessed with tea, as you know. The first tea plantation was planted in 1912. That is 1912. We host most of the multinational tea companies in the country. We have the purple tea, we have the green tea, we have the black tea, and we also the yellow tea. For most of you who have traveled outside, when you see the Kericho Gold, that is from Kericho. The Lipton tea, that is where I come from. So we are bordering the Mau Forest, and we have the largest, somebody talked about the botanic garden, so we have the largest seed bank for all the indigenous trees in this country. Kericho is also a cosmopolitan, and we also have foreign nationals because we have the multinational. So this is a unique county. We host people from the whole world. We have the largest Sikh temple in Africa. Kericho is the only county which is, we can say, which is not water scarce county. We have water throughout the year. So we are the bathroom of God. We have water, clean and safe water. So you can go to the tap and take your water. So we are blessed. We are also the county which of late has produced organic coffee. Last year I was in Germany and we were talking about the organic coffee from Kericho. So we have a coffee shop in Sweden, Scandinavia. So this is it's also good for you to come to Kericho. We have enough food because we have enough rains. So 2018 we were hosting the Kikoska Games and we had participants also from Scandinavia because we have the best athletic camps in Kericho because of our altitude and our history. The first Olympic medalist was from Kericho, 1966, called Kipregut Chuma. And I've talked about the early man in Fortena. And we are also, because we are bordering the Mau, about the coffee, we are the ones who produce the Big Five coffee. So it's organic, and currently we have the largest organic coffee farm, which is in Kericho. It was formerly called the monastery. We are only in Kericho that we have the monastery, the Catholic monastery. In Kenya, it's only in Kericho County that we have the monastery, and maybe in Congo or Uganda. So, thank you very much for listening to me. Welcome to Kericho. It is a beautiful place. I think in Kenya, when we say it is the bathroom of God, all of you wants to be in Kericho. Welcome. We have enough food for you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Habari zenu. Kwa majina ni Kamalu Sharif, ni director wa tourism Lamu County 005, ikiongozwa na Fahim Taha. Mwenzangu ni Fauz Ali, yeye ni tourism officer. Naam, nafikiri wengine wamepewa dakika 2, mimi nimepewa sekunde. Sijui nianze wapi. Lakini Lamu ni Lamu tamu. Mjasikia hiyo? Na ukizungumza culture, nimesikia Lamu ikitajwa hapa zaidi ya mara 10. Culture Lamu. Kwa sababu tuna historia ndefu. Mpaka ilifikia mahali UNESCO wameiweka kama World Heritage Site. Sasa nikikwambia hivyo, wewe nenda kwa Google ujue sababu gani Lamu imewekwa kwenye map ya ulimwengu kama ndio mother of Swahili culture at the coastal. Sisi tuna mambo mengi ya utamaduni, tuna nyimbo tofauti za zenye kutia hamasa na starehe. Ukipata nafasi njoo kwenye culture ya Lamu. Tuna vyakula ambavyo na hakika hamujavionja. Mshakula malalande? Semeni bado. Mkate wa kutetema? Mshakula samaki wa kupaka? Kuku wa kuramba? Sitaki niwamalizie utamu, njooni Lamu. Kwa hivyo Lamu kuna mambo mengi mazuri. Na ni culture imetoka mbali. Lamu tuna ukija upande wa furniture tuna Lamu do, nafikiri haipatikani ulimwenguni mzima. Lamu tuko na islands karibu 64 islands. Nyinyi mwajua ile Lamu peke yake kuna islands zingine baharini. Moja katika island yaitwa Kiwayu, the best camping site. Ukipanda juu ya milima ya Kiwayu Island waiona bahari vile ilivyo. Karibuni Lamu. Island yenyewe wajua tuna punda, sio? Punda hawana kelele nyingi kama magari wala watoi moshi isipokuwa kwa hivyo ni island makini. Tumewaenzi punda wetu mpaka tumewapatia, tuko na hospitali ya punda, tuko na donkey pageant ambao tutafuta Mr. and Mrs. Donkey. Twala na punda sisi. Tawatibu punda wetu, tunaogesha punda wetu. Ukipata nafasi kupanda punda, njoni Lamu. Si wale punda wa Kirinyaga wale usipande wale watakumiza. Wale ni hatari, lakini punda wetu tumewazoesha. Kwa hivyo ni island nyingine makini. Watu wengi hawajui Lamu kuna wildlife. Lakini Lamu kuna wildlife. Na tuna conservancies nyingi ambazo ziko na wanyama wengi. Ni safe. Zile conservancies are protected. Msifikirie kuhusu Boni forest is a different story, lakini kuna sehemu ambayo tuko na wanyama, viboko, kila aina ya wanyama. Bahari yetu tuna reserve ile ya Kiunga, tuna sehemu nzuri za snorkeling, na zaidi Lamu, I think Lamu people have the best smile in Kenya, is it? Njooni Lamu, watu ni watu makini, watu hawana fujo. Haya mengine mnayosikia si ya Lamu. Kwa hivyo ni watu ambao wenye kukaribisha watu friendly, and it's a good place to be. Karibuni, asanteni.
This team Busia, kila mtu ataongea lakini itakuwa dakika moja tu, 20 seconds. Huyu ni director wa tourism Charles Juma. Sema kitu.
Thank you Mr. Bwana Chief. All protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is Charles Juma. I'm the director for tourism. Thank you.
Usemi kitu. Director wa culture Grace Apadet.
All protocol observed. I'm Grace Apadet, acting director culture. Karibuni Busia.
Here is Thomas, the man of the rock.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thomas Namuye. I've joined Busia County but I'm working with the National Museums. But I'm the curator of Kakapel National Monument. If you have been to Busia, you will notice that we have Busia Kakapel National Monument, which is being managed by National Museum. Thank you, and you are welcome to visit the place.
They have taken half the minute, and I will take another half. Just to tell you that Busia is on the western end of Kenya. We are the gatekeepers. We open and close. We rarely close. And when you look at our logo, you will see the gate open. We rarely close, unless kumekuwa kubaya sana. Otherwise, the gate to East and Central Africa, parts of East and Central Africa, is in Busia. Not just one gate, several gates, including those ones you call Panya routes. You can come over. It's also another tourist site, just to come and see what is this called Panya route or Panya gate. But it's also a gate, an opening to a foreign country. Some of you have happened to come to Busia, and I had this, I think it was on Citizen, when they were challenging people to say what a boundary looks like. And most of us don't know. That's also part of what we can consider as a tourist site. Come and see how a boundary separating a country and the other looks like. You see it on the map. Come to Busia, we'll show you how it looks like. It's there. And that would be another tourist attraction for you as a Kenyan in the central, in the east, or in the Rift Valley. We, as the curator said, we have that big rock in Busia, and it has been declared as a national monument. It has some historic things on it, and you are most welcome. We have the Lake Victoria, where the fresh fish comes from, the tilapia. You've heard about the boat racing as a tourist attraction, and tourists come from within and from without, and you are still most welcome to come. We have small ships that cruise between Busia. We have a port, it's an old port called Port Victoria. You have heard about that in history. Port Florence, which is Kisumu, and then there is Port Victoria in Busia. We have ships, small ships, that cruise between Port Victoria, and then there's another port in Uganda, in Kampala, called Port Bell. So we have these boats that cruise between Port Victoria and Port Bell in Kampala. Come over and look at them and see the nice things there, and even eat fish. We have so many other things, and Busia itself, being a boundary, being a border county, is an attraction in itself. You would wish to want to know how this border looks like and what businesses that are there. It's a commercial town, very, very, very commercial. So you are most welcome. I won't take beyond the half minute that I pledged to take. Thank you very much. I register the apology of my CEC, Dr. Janet Manyasi, who was supposed to be here, but she's engaged elsewhere. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, team. My name is Moses Muhende Shera, the Director of Tourism, and the only representative today. My CC could not make it. They are having some meeting with the governor, but I think I'm capable enough to represent her and the rest of the team. I think much has been said about tourism in our respective counties, and I think right now you're asking what does Murang'a has to offer, right? Murang'a has so much. And may I begin to say that I think we have the best ladies, and particularly in central Kenya. Si habari mnazo za Kiambu, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, sorry, they are my neighbors, but that is one of the strengths that we have. Still, as far as tourism is concerned, and like one CEC has said here from Kirinyaga, we are talking so much on what we have. We are talking so much, or we have been talking in the past, but we forget to know that things were grounded tofauti sana as far as tourism departments are concerned. And this is what is challenging us. And I'm sure a lot of people can say this. We are literally underfunded. And that is one of the things that is not making tourism to grow or to support the mainstream, the national government. Because you may have all the products, but if you are underfunded, you can do very little, right? Maybe the other thing we would like to say also is that we want partners to come on board, and especially the NMK. Think of Murang'a. We have the Mukuru and Nyagathanga. Today you go to that area, is just a bushy area. But if you go there, the local men are trying hard, trying to give very beautiful stories. But when you try to do a proposal, even partnering with other key institutions that I don't want to mention here, because on my capacity I've tried, but still because of either the political interest of the day, na mnajua Murang'a is like almost the hotbed of politics in Kenya, you find you are not moving. So it's something that I would like to urge, and especially the CEC that are here. I know you have your caucus as CEC of tourism. Let us support this department. This is one of the departments can really give counties money. If maybe you are privileged enough to go to other cities of the world, go to like Disney Shanghai, the kind of money that place generates per day, you'll be very shocked. And they've not done much. And you go to like the same country like China, much of our tourism is domestic tourism. And I think that's where our tourism should be focused on. Domestic tourism. Tuachana na hii mambo ya uzungu, because you have seen what has hit us. If already you are prepared domestically and you have packages that are friendly, and I'm sure, I'm very happy about the former CC Tourism Kirinyaga. She's talking of like I was mentioned, Rapids Camp, which is co-shared by Murang'a and Kirinyaga. You go there, is about 7,500, 8,000. How many of Kenyans can be able to afford that much? So I think it's a call that we need to go back to the drawing board. Let us support domestic tourism. Asanteni.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Yes, that's our culture. We greet, eh? Na nyinyi mnanyamaza. You are not supposed to nyamaza, eh? Right, my name is Ilmakia. Bwana Chairman, it is Ilmakia Lesarge.
Ilmakia Lesarge.
Yes. Hilo ndio jina langu. I'm the Samburu County Government Director in charge of Samburu National Game Reserve. Jimo, I know you've been to Samburu National Reserve. How many others have been there? Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, my neighbor there has also been there. All right. Samburu National Reserve and the Samburu County Government runs tourism business based on two things: culture and wildlife. And so far, I think we are the only county government that has passed a law to support community-led conservation. And that's not conservation that you've always heard about, because when somebody talks about conservation in Kenya, you think about wildlife only. We think about culture and nature. And we've passed a law to support such initiatives by our communities. And Jirmo, who has interacted with us out there, knows that we are very cultural people, very beautiful culture, and I'm one of the biggest cultural fans of the Samburu tribe. Though I belong to that tribe, I am one big cultural enthusiast. And Jane, thank you very much for telling us that some children don't speak their language. I had that experience here in Nairobi. I had a short stint working here. And I meet fellow Samburus and even Maasai. And when I speak that language, some of them float. And I visit them in their homes. Their children speak no language at all in the name of their mother tongue. And I think that's a very sad state of affairs because the only avenue through which you impart cultural values is the language. And if your kids don't speak that language, you have a serious problem. So being a cultural enthusiast, I am documenting the culture of the Samburu people. One book is already out. That is the Proverbs of the Samburu people. Unfortunately, I didn't bring a copy out here. You could see that. But the next one is Folk Tales of the Samburu people. And that is to feed our kids. They need that knowledge. They need those stories because they have lessons. And I am planning to put those stories in a book and even animate them for the sake of those who have access to TVs, or they can watch that. But Samburu is really a fantastic cultural place. We have lots of cultural activities, and I believe I'll be here in May to do a serious presentation on the culture of the Samburu people. Okay? And I urge all of us to be serious about our cultures because they mean a great deal. And tourism cannot be divorced from culture because culture is the bedrock of tourism in the whole world. Exit polls from our tourists out of Samburu National Reserve always have people at the top, the culture. Not the wildlife that they come to see mainly, they end up loving the culture more than nature. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator and the team. Jambo. Hi, nafikia tu amepata jia chairman. I think we are almost going to lunch. So I'm Jambo tena. Naitwa Reverend Kanyoni, the Director Culture and Arts Nyandarua County 018. With me here is Duncan Degwa, our County Cultural Officer. We have got Dorcas Kuria, our Tourism Officer, Nyandarua County. Thank you very much. So for Nyandarua, as we are aware, is the food basket for the county, for the country, Kenya, because you have a lot of food, a lot of potatoes, honey, milk, and any other type of food, cabbages and carrots. So visit Nyandarua, there is a lot of food. Number two, you've got a few cultural sites in Nyandarua. I'll just mention a few. There are so many, but I'll just mention a few of them. We have got Lake Orborozat, the only inland lake in central Kenya. As you are aware, not many people know about Lake Orborozat. We are telling you to visit our county. The only lake with the two sides. One part is salty and the other part is fresh water. So it's very funny. So you need to visit. It has got I'm very sorry for Nakuru. Nakuru County, you are here? Nakuru County? Oh, Nakuru County, yesterday you saw on TV that flamingos have started to migrate to Lake Orborozat. So very soon, all the tourists who have been going to Nakuru, they will now migrate to Nyandarua. Because flamingos are also migrating to Lake Orborozat in Nyandarua. So that's another area you need to come and see what's happening. Also in Lake Orborozat, you have got the best and the beautiful birds. Almost 365 species, different species of birds. They migrate from Finland, Sweden, all over. They travel to Nyandarua. So Lake Orborozat is a place for you to be. Also, we have got the biggest hippos in Kenya, where we have got the biggest hippos. So Lake Orborozat is the place for you to be. Then number two, you have got the Mau Mau caves. Remember during the fighting for independence of Kenya, we have got so many Mau Mau caves. And you know also the wife for the dead Kimathi, the veteran, is in Nyandarua. So there's another area. If you want to get the history of Mau Mau in Kenya, Nyandarua also is a place to be. We have got some caves where it has never rained since the world was created. Haijanyesha mvua tangu dunia iumbwe, haijapata maji. So that's a very nice place for you also to be as a tourist. We are promoting local tourism because we have got Happy Valley homes. Nani mesikia Happy Valley homes? Nani mesikia Happy Valley homes? Hey, I'm just here. There's a book written by one of the owners of the Happy Valley homes. We have got quite a number of very big homes with more than 100 rooms that were built by the Wazungus during those time of colonial eras. And you know, if you read the history of Happy Valley homes, it's a very good story where those colonials could come and with their wives, they could dine there, they could stay there. At times they come, they exchange their spouses. So that is why they are called Happy Valley homes. It has a very good history. Visit Nyandarua, they are very beautiful rooms for you to come and see what's happening in those rooms. But these days we don't want to promote that, but you can just come and enjoy your stay there because we are promoting domestic tourism. We want to promote domestic tourism in Nyandarua. Then you have got Aberdare Ridges. Most of the bit of Aberdare Ridges is in Nyandarua. So please, Nyeri people, they have Aberdare Ridges, but the biggest chunk of Aberdare Ridges, it is in Nyandarua again. And also part of is in Murang'a, but the biggest chunk is in Nyandarua. So in Nyandarua we have got so much, and as I said before that it is a food basket for Kenya. It is also where we bake the biggest chapati in Kenya. The biggest chapati. So in fact, Bwana Chairman, there were times we wanted to have a cultural day whereby we wanted people to come and see that biggest chapati. It's a big chapati that can be eaten by almost the whole of this room. It is done in Nyandarua, a place called Dondori. Have you ever heard of Dondori? If you want to eat the biggest chapati, it is in Dondori. A chapati that can feed almost people in this room. Then finally, you remember during those early days where people were told that they were taking porridge with gumboots. You remember? It is also in Nyandarua. And in fact, we want to, God willing, we are going to have a very cultural festival for us, whereby you come and take your porridge with a gumboot. But you are going to make good gumboots, meramine gumboots, kind of. Then you come and we promote our culture. These are our cultures because we have a lot of food in Nyandarua. Otherwise, welcome to Nyandarua, the home basket, food basket for Kenya, place for honey, many potatoes, raw potatoes, and maziwa. Karibuni sana Nyandarua.
Thank you very much.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I'm David Kirui, representing Elgeyo Marakwet County 028, the county of champions. In Elgeyo Marakwet, we do sports tourism. When it comes to sport tourism, Elgeyo Marakwet, I think, is the leading. Because if today you want to see Mohamed Farah training, Mohamed Farah, Pekele, Kipchoge, come to Elgeyo Marakwet County. Also, in Elgeyo Marakwet County, we also have the biggest arts available in Rimoi National Reserve. So if you want to see the biggest arts available, come to Elgeyo Marakwet County. Also, if you also want to see divers who dives 700 feet deep, come to Elgeyo Marakwet. You'll find them at Shep Lodge, which is bordering Elgeyo Marakwet and Baringo County. Also in Elgeyo Marakwet, also we have, I can say, the best culture in Elgeyo Marakwet. I am also proud to say that in Elgeyo Marakwet we have already done cultural festival. So we are only waiting for the month of May, and then we shall have around 2 teams which will come to the national competition. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the 3 minutes. I'm Emily Etiang from Siaya County. I'm here to represent my CC, CEO and Director. They have some county engagements, they could not make it here. Siaya County is the land of heroes, cradle of fluid dispersion, and the only county with 5 lakes. That is Lake Victoria, Lake Kanyaboli, which is the 2nd largest oxbow lake in Africa, Lake Namboyo, Lake Bob, and Lake Sare. We pride ourselves in being so rich in tourism, culture, and arts. We have numerous attractions ranging from nature-based tourism, that is, we have different falls, Mahira Falls, Danu Falls, Godha Falls, and hills. Leisure-based tourism, we have several beaches. Historical tourism, we have home of Obama, where the 44th president of America comes from. Eco-tourism, and we have very many community-based tourism initiatives where we empower them. For example, we have El Molo Crocodile Farm. We have Game Sauri ecosystem. They do a lot and we market them. We are rich in cultural tourism where we have traditional instruments. We are rich in traditional refreshments, traditional artifacts, traditional cuisine or foods, traditional dances, and traditional weapons. To promote our culture, we have an annual tourism festival known as Gotramogi Cultural Festival. This year we shall be hosting it in December, and we welcome you to come and learn more about Siaya County. For bird lovers, we have unique bird species in Siaya County. There is a bird which flew all the way from Finland to Siaya County. That shows you we are rich in bird watching, and we welcome you to be part of us. There are several activities that you can do in Siaya County. We have sightseeing, camping, biking, water sports, educational tours, nature photography, picnics, bird watching, and sand bathing. In hospitality industry, which I have not heard any of you talking about, Siaya County, we are really developing both in hotels and homestay concept. Karibuni Siaya. For the investors, tafadhali, tunawakaribisha Siaya so that we can develop it further. Asanteni sana. Barikiwa.
Hamjamboni. Majina ni Charity Maina, Director Tourism and Marketing, Kiambu County. It's unfortunate tulikuwa tumesaulika. I was supposed to be here with my CEC and the CEO, but they got an emergency. But I'm still hoping they'll be here before the meeting ends. Kiambu is a bedroom of Nairobi. I'm sure those people from Nairobi, many of them reside in Kiambu. Kiambu, if you want to see the superhighway, I think it's the only county with a superhighway. Very accessible from any corners. And we pride ourselves for having wonderful nature tourism. We have about 7 forests domiciled in Kiambu. And in those forests, you find the most beautiful waterfalls. You can go nature walks. You can do the hiking. We have a lot of Mau Mau caves across the whole of Kiambu County. Very beautiful caves which also attract what we call religious tourism. You find people coming there to fast from all over the country, actually, coming to fast and to play there. We have a lot of birds, over 300 species in those forests. So we also get a lot of visitors coming to watch the birds in Kiambu County. We also have very beautiful sceneries in those forests. If you go to Kenare Forest, you go to Kiraita Forests, and one of our facilities, the forest, wale wanaijua, has qualified for the signature experience of the KTB, and it's really attracting a lot of people. You go there over the weekend, you cannot find parking. It has a lot of activities, nature walk, archery, and all those kind of things. We also have sports tourism. We have 7 golf courses. So every other weekend you find people in Kiambu County playing golf. In fact, it's something you want to build on partnership. The challenges have been what my brother in Muranga said, the poor funding. So you find we have a lot we can do, but because of lack of budgetary allocations, we find that there's so much we are not able to do. We also have a number of tourism attraction sites like the Paradise Lost. Many people think it's in Nairobi, but it's actually in Kiambu. We have the 14 Falls, which unfortunately has been messed up by Nairobi County, the pollution. But it's still a very beautiful site, very famous, and we are trying to do the much we can to ensure that it is good. We also have a lot of agro-tourism. The Dolmente farms, most of them are in Kiambu and Murang'a, also beautiful sceneries. We have the tea plantations, we have the coffee plantation. We also have the most successful cooperative, dairy cooperative. The Dongori cooperative, dairy cooperative. I'm sure many of you have tasted Fresher. That comes from Githunguri, and I can tell you it attracts a lot of people who come to benchmark, even from outside the country. So it's something we are proud of, and we are trying to partner with them so that we can also package that as a tourism attraction. So we also have, as I said, we have a lot of Mau Mau caves and those beautiful caves, which we are also promoting to ensure that we attract many people. So you're welcome to Kiambu. We also, as far as culture is concerned, unfortunately in Kiambu, the culture is in another department from where we are. But we try to work together. We have a lot of heritage sites. We have the Mau Mau Garos, where the Mau Mau used to be hanged, and a lot of mass graves for the Mau Mau. We have all those sites. We have the Church of Torch. We have the place where the colonial government tried to, one of the professors, wanaitwa whatever as wa Kikuyu, the Mogo wa Kiviro, the famous Mogo wa Kiviro, he prophesied when the independence was going to come. And he had said there was a giant Mogumo tree in Thika town, where we call it Mogumo Gardens. And he had said that the moment that Mogumo tree falls, then the colonial government will have nothing else to do but to pack and go. So they tried to surround the Mogumo tree with metal bars, but it still fell, and they had to go. So it's a beautiful place. You can come and visit. We've not done very much. We've been trying to do something with the national museums. But anyway, it's a beautiful place, a lot of rich heritage. So karibuni sana Kiambu. Culture, also we have all diverse cultures. As you know, because of the industry, we're also home of industries. Because of the industries, we have people from all walks of life. So we have a lot of culture. So you'll find all nature cultures from Kisumu, from wherever, we are all there. So karibuni sana Kiambu, come and enjoy, and it's very accessible. Whenever you come to Nairobi to do your businesses in Kiambu, why don't you come and visit our sites? Feel free to contact us as the Directorate of Tourism and Marketing. We'll be able to direct you where you can go and have fun. Whenever you come for a workshop, you can go for an afternoon excursion. It's just very accessible and very near. Karibuni sana. And very hospitable people. Karibuni.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll be brief. First of all, apologies from my CEC, could not make it. So I am here on behalf of Vihiga. My name is Matayo Mwenesi, Director Tourism, Vihiga County. In my county, tourism and culture are in different directorates, but I feel I'll be competent to speak for both. Vihiga, we are right between Kisumu and Kakamega. We are the second smallest county in Kenya, just slightly larger than Mombasa. So the county can easily be missed. Many people move between Kisumu, Kakamega, and don't realize they've gone through Vihiga. So we are working very hard to position our county and come up with a brand identity. Part of it was what motivated us to host Miss Tourism. I see some directors here who were at that event. Part of just getting people to understand where Vihiga is. We have 4 indigenous communities. So if you've heard of the Maragoli, Banyore, Tiriki, Terik, and then of course we host other populations from neighboring counties. 2 products that we are really driving. We've got a range of hills that spreads right across the county, from Maseno on the southern side, going across right into Nandi. So we've been pushing hiking, we've been pushing adventure tourism on the southern side. And on the northern side, we've got forests, we've got Kaimosi Forest and Kibiri Forest, which are extensions of the Kakamega forest ecosystem. So we have entry points coming from that side into that forest. And in Kaimosi, one unique thing is we have a university in the forest, Kaimosi Friends University. We hope will be a model on sustainable development. Kaimosi is also a site that We are establishing an export processing zone also within the forest. And we are hoping through that we'll be able to develop that part of the county. In terms of heritage, we've got Mongoma Caves. Mongoma is the area where the first Maragoli man settled, and from there is where the Maragoli community grew. Maragoli people are like Musalia Mudavadi. He's well known. So we are a very populous Luhya community. We like to think we are the most populous, though the Bukusu might dispute that. In terms of sports, we have some renowned athletes from our county. Rugby players, if you're familiar with rugby, big names like Collins Injera all come from Vihiga. We've had a good part, about 50% of the national team, Vihiga born and raised players. In football, Vihiga Queens are the Premier League champions. We're going for the third year now, won it twice. It's a county-sponsored team, the Women's Premier League. And we are top of the table, so we are going to win it again. Our women, we also have a county tug-of-war team. We're also the national champions in that area. And the men are not far behind. We are, I think, fifth in the national tug-of-war competition. And we have the Maragoli Cultural Festival, which is older than me, and I am 30-something. It's been a pride of the Maragoli people. Right now we are also having festivals for the other communities, but I think it's one of the oldest festivals in Kenya, held on 26th December each year. So I'd like to welcome you for that. The late former President Moi, I think, was a big fan of our festival, and he'd come, while he was president, he'd come often. So we are still running with that, 26th December. We'd like you to come to Vihiga for our festival, as well as the Mongoma pilgrimage, which is on the 22nd. You're most welcome for that.
Good afternoon. When you come last, sometimes you wonder where to begin. But let me start by saying my name is Mary Kimamo, and I want to register apologies from my CC. The CEO probably will join us later, but I'll take this chance to represent Nyeri County, county number 019, and our governor is Mwalimu Mutahi Kahiga. We are very proud of him because previously I would be ashamed to stand here because we used to be county number 47. But now, even under some programs, we are number 1 and we are doing very well. And this is the only county where I will not complain about funding. See me, and I will tell you the strategy about funding. So, just like with all the other counties, we know tourism as a devolved function. Our main mandate actually is product development and promotion. So I don't know, did I mention that I'm the director? Director Tourism and Culture. Tourism being an economic pillar, if you look at the Vision 2030, and culture being a social pillar, but they link somewhere. So I'll start by saying our strategy, how we began, and a success story. I will not complain a lot about what we are doing in Nyeri, because our strategy, what we started with, is to recognize that we must first and foremost anchor our development along the Vision 2030, and it's talking about diversification and the uniqueness of products. Where did we begin? We began and we adopted a research approach, whereby we began by finding out what is it that we have. You can't move without knowing what you have. And we understood that very clearly. And the first thing was to lobby for funding. We got 4 million and we were able to engage National Museums of Kenya. I think Mweda can attest to that. I think we are the only county that has mapped. We mapped our resources. And you can go to YouTube. I may not say so much here because we are all hungry, we want to go, but I will refer you to our YouTube because we did documentation, a 41 minutes of all what we have, what is unique in Nyeri. We did that scientifically using the National Museums of Kenya.
We also have a report on monitoring and documentation of heritage sites. You will see all that. Nyeri, however, is unique because it's the only county that is between two water towers. If you go to the environment part of it and how we rehabilitate it, you will attest to the fact that Wangari Maathai actually made an impact there, and we have documented her as one of our heroes. You'll see that. You can look at that in the YouTube. You'll see all what we are talking about. And indeed, in Nyeri, I think we have the highest forest cover in the country. So you will see all that. We are a country of many fasts. Even in terms of climate, we are very different because we have our winter in July, and 52% of our county is actually documented by national arid, whatever, national, what do we call it? These are arid areas, 52% of Nyeri County. So we have very diverse climate and also landscape. You will see that in our YouTube. But I will not forget to say this. We call ourselves a hub of natural beauty. You will see it when you come to Nyeri. You will see it in our documentary. You see it in our documentary. Very, very beautiful. We are number one in that in terms of beauty and many other things that you are going to see. We are also the scouting city of the world. The most visited graves in the world are in Nyeri because of the founder, whom we celebrate next month. And we also, and I think Nyadaro, I think we are going to have a bit of a fight when you talk about Kimathi. Kimathi was born in Nyeri. You are going to see that. Where he was shot, we have been funded, and we have already erected a monument, a very big statue for Kimathi, just the one, like the one here in Nairobi. We have it where he was shot. And you see that story, even where he shed his blood, the community and us, we believe nothing grows there. We are still putting national museums to come there and actually and tell us why, because nothing grows there. And the community believes that because he shed his blood there. So once we documented, we were able to get a variety of the products. Products on heritage, products on history, products on adventure. We have the mountain climbing, we have hiking in the Abadeas, as we said, as I mentioned, we are the only county that has the two. Then when we come to wildlife-based, we have the mountain bongo, the endemic, found nowhere else. It's within Nyeri. The World Heritage Site Gate is on Narumoro, which is also in Nyeri. So there is a lot. Talk of religious tourism, we have had beatification of Nyada. Nowhere else, I think in Africa, it's only in Nyeri. And we also celebrate that. So when we talk about these products, maize products is number one also in terms of calendar events. So we have those two that I have mentioned. And we also have Nyada in October. And Chair, I don't know how you came up with this date, because this is our calendar date for tourism and cultural festival. We were already doing our 5th, and we were going to do it the same time, but we have been moving on. I want to commend, and I would like to tell my fellow colleagues that there is a way you can lobby, you can get funding, you can have the low-lying flutes, especially in culture. We have been able to develop 3 cultural villages, low-lying flutes. You only need technical and advisory to the community. And we link them up with the universities, and they are visiting there to learn culture. And the community is also benefiting. So there is also what we call the low-lying flutes. So I may not talk much, but through that documentary, you'll be able to see a lot. In terms of marketing strategies, we are talking about the issue to do with social media marketing, Facebook page. We have that YouTube, and we're also encouraging our people to do that. Cultural festival, we are already participating, and we have won awards even at national level. So there's a lot because of lunch. Just go there, let's partner. We embrace partnership. And allow me just to mention another partnership where we are benefiting, Kenya Film Commission. Our governor is very particular on entering into MOUs. Right now, we are developing a natural modern cinema theater. The audience are normal. The folks driving are normal. Nyeri, they are coming, and they are already giving us 20 million. I think you need to look at those opportunities so that we can move ahead. That challenge of funding notwithstanding, but I would also want to mention that even understaffing and people who have that analytical, whatever, to think about the way forward. I think that's also what we are missing. And also lobbying. You need to know, we are in a political, whatever, you need to know your MCA, who is your chair. Talk to him nicely. when they are passing those budgets, and you have to prove that there is a product that you are going to bring. So just visit those areas. I can't exhaust all of them, but I also want to mention virtually we celebrated the World Tourism Day. On 27th September, we are always doing that, and we did it virtually. So Nyeri County is the place to be. We have many other heroes, including our senator also comes from a place we call Madera. Madera means Madera Mage Thomo in Kikuyu. We say people there are very educated, and you can see the senator in Australia. So I want also to say that Nyeri women are not the way they are known. They are very hardworking. They can push things. You can see we are pushing things. We want to change that narrative. We are known for that, for resorts. We are resort-based. So, and we are also very hospitable. So there is a lot. Being the last, enjoy your lunch.
Good afternoon all. Sorry for being called the last one, though we are hosting the function. You're going to pay a charge for that one. Now, anybody who has come and to Nairobi, and I believe everybody else who has visited Nairobi, we have so many places I cannot be able to even start and finish, but I will try to mention a few. I know people are tired. My name is Peter Mushara, Deputy Director, Tourism and Culture Department in Nairobi. First of all, let me give my apologies to from our governor, Nairobi. She's in Mombasa, though she sent a representative to come and give opening remarks. Also, my CEC, CCO, and Director of Tourism, all of them are in Mombasa. Kindly accept their apologies. When you come to Nairobi, we have so many areas that you can be able to come and visit, not only for one day or maybe a week. Currently, we are holding, we are the champion of the Utalii Cup. We beat Kilifi for 2 consecutive years. We are holding that cup. Last year, we couldn't do it because of COVID. We are hoping that by September this year, during World Tourism Week, we can be able to get more teams from all your counties, and I'm very sure we are still going to come on top of that one. We also have circuits, 4 circuits, whereby you can be able to learn about monuments of Nairobi, not only for the monuments of Kimathi and etc., but also the buildings, the oldest buildings that you can be able to find in Nairobi. Not mentioning, though nowadays people are taking Bomas of Kenya not as a cultural center, but for IEBC and BBI, we actually want that one to be remembered as a cultural traditional dancers. You can be able to find people to welcome different cultural dancers. We are also going to, we would like to invite you, by the time we are going to hold this function in May, we would like you to come with all the artifacts that you can be able to bring, and we are going to give you all the support that you can be able to do. With that one, because I know the short, people are tired, and also you are very hungry, kindly accept that one from Nairobi County. Thank you very much.
Tusimame kwa sala. Kwa Wakatoliki, kwa jina la Baba na Mwana Roho Mtakatifu, amen. Na Mungu Baba Mwenyezi, tunakuja mbele yako jioni ya leo tukiwa na shukurani tele na furaha katika mioyo yetu, maana hakika umekuwa mlinzi mwema tangu tulipoanza kikao hiki. Umesimama nasi, tumejifunza mambo mengi kuhusu utamaduni wetu na mambo ya utalii na jinsi ambavyo tunaweza kuendeleza uchumi wetu kupitia kwa haya yote. Tunakushukuru kwa wanenaji wote ambao wamenena siku ya leo na kutuongoza. Tunakushukuru vile vile kwa hata participants ambao wametoka sehemu mbalimbali za nchi yetu ya Kenya, ukao umetuongoza kwa safari njema. Baba, tunasema ni asante. Asante kwa kila mmoja ambaye yako mahali hapa na hata wale ambao wametoka. Tunajua ya kwamba umetuanzisha mwanzo mpya ambao utatuweka pamoja kama kaunti zetu za Kenya, ili tuweze kufanyia kazi pamoja na kuweza kuendeleza uchumi wetu kupitia kwa tamaduni zetu na hata mambo ya utalii. Kwa hivyo baba yangu, tunapofumbukana jioni hii, tunajua ya kwamba utazidi kutuongoza na kutuweka pamoja kwa hali na mali na hata maongezi na mawazo, tukikumbuka the main organizers wa hii event ya kwamba Mungu pamoja tuweze kuandaa sherehe ya kufana ambayo dunia yote itafurahia na ijivunie nchi yetu tukufu ya Kenya. Kwa hivyo baba, ni asante kwa participants wote, kwa kaunti zetu ambazo zimetupa nafasi kuja kuhudhuria huu mkutano ambao umekuwa muhimu sana. Tunaomba ya kwamba uendelee kutupa nguvu, uzima na afya, ili tuweze baba kutimiza kazi ambayo umeweka mbele yetu. Kwa hivyo tunapoenda sehemu mbalimbali, tunaomba utupe safari njema, na baba turudi nyumbani tupate familia zetu zikiwa salama, na sifa na utukufu vitakurejea. Ninaomba haya kwa njia ya Kristo Bwana wetu. Amen.